Everyone in the dinner brutally laughed at the old ragged homeless man. But they had absolutely no idea who he really was. This broken beggar held a massive, shocking secret that would soon leave the entire cruel town completely paralyzed in tears. Arthur spent every single freezing morning quietly sitting outside the popular local diner begging for simple, warm food. The freezing winter winds aggressively battered the fragile old veteran, while wealthy townspeople walked completely past. Marcus owned the extremely busy local diner. The wealthy business owner absolutely despised seeing Arthur near the glass. Customers cruelly pointed dirty fingers at the ragged beggar. Arrogant teenagers threw freezing cold snowballs at the man. Despite this massive daily humiliation, Arthur never showed negative anger. The quiet survivor simply lowered a sad face. One freezing Tuesday morning, Arthur nervously entered the warm, busy diner trying to escape the dangerous winter blizzard. The ragged survivor gently held a small handful of dirty silver coins. The cold, desperate man just wanted hot black coffee. The loud, busy diner instantly became completely silent. Disgusted, wealthy customers firmly grabbed their expensive purses. Marcus furiously marched across the checkered floor. The angry owner aggressively pointed a sharp finger toward the door. The furious boss loudly demanded the dirty beggar leave immediately. Cruel, mocking laughter violently echoed in the room.
I have no rules now! Out now!
Arthur slowly turned around without saying a single word. Deep, hidden emotional pain flashed across the scarred old face. The humiliated, lonely soul quietly stepped back into the raging, freezing blizzard. Complete social rejection hurt immensely. However, terrible, unforeseen disaster suddenly struck the arrogant town. A massive, deafening explosion shook the solid earth. Thick, toxic black smoke rapidly poured from the busy diner kitchen. A massive grease fire aggressively consumed the walls. Terrified, wealthy customers screamed in absolute pure panic. The main glass exit doors were completely blocked by red flames. Marcus desperately kicked the locked back emergency exit door. The terrified, arrogant owner was completely trapped inside. Raging, hungry flames aggressively multiplied across the wooden ceiling. Thick, toxic smoke made breathing nearly impossible. Outside the burning diner, the rejected homeless beggar heard desperate screaming. Arthur quickly dropped the dirty coins. Without any hesitation, the ragged elderly man aggressively sprinted directly toward the massive burning commercial building. The brave lone survivor violently smashed a heavy steel trash can straight through the thick, burning front glass window. Dangerous shattered glass exploded everywhere across the snowy pavement. Arthur fearlessly climbed inside the blazing inferno. Burning wooden support beams collapsed violently onto the checkered floor. The extreme boiling heat melted the plastic tables. The brave, forgotten man instantly found the trapped, coughing owner. Marcus looked completely paralyzed by the dangerous flames. The brave old homeless man completely ignored the intense burning heat. Arthur powerfully lifted the massive wooden beam. The terrified, arrogant business owner coughed uncontrollably. A dirty, scarred hand firmly grabbed the pristine white shirt. Massive explosions violently rocked the crumbling kitchen floor. The forgotten heroic veteran carried Marcus toward safety. Arthur bravely smashed straight through the ruined glass exit. Thick, black, toxic smoke aggressively trailed behind the men's. The two men violently collapsed onto the freezing white pavement. Bright orange flames completely consumed the entire diner. Wealthy, arrogant customers watched the spectacular rescue in total, absolute disbelief. The forgotten beggar saved a life. Loud, wailing police sirens rapidly approached the destroyed, burning restaurant. Flashing red lights illuminated the snow. A tall, commanding police sheriff instantly stepped out from a heavily armored patrol vehicle. The serious man looked around. The veteran lawman aggressively pushed past the large gathered crowd. The glowing fire reflected upon a shiny gold badge. The tough police officer suddenly stopped moving entirely. The serious, weathered face showed massive, overwhelming surprise. Shocking the entire gathered crowd, the highly respected town sheriff formally saluted the ragged, dirty, homeless survivor. Total deafening silence heavily blanketed the freezing winter night. The confused townspeople stared at the bizarre scene. Marcus sat up slowly while clutching a bruised chest. The arrogant diner owner demanded a logical explanation immediately. The commanding officer angrily scolded the entire judgmental town. The sheriff demanded absolute respect for the brave man. Those deep, terrifying facial scars were never caused by dangerous street fights. They were painful badges of true courage. Arthur was actually a highly decorated military commander. The brave soldier previously rescued dozens of trapped soldiers. A massive, fiery blast completely shattered the structural ceiling. Heavy rock debris violently rained down upon the floor. Severe psychological trauma forced the broken, decorated veteran into total isolation. The silent man abandoned normal life. Deep, overwhelming shame quickly washed over the wealthy customers. Cruel, arrogant people finally realized the painful truth. Marcus began crying uncontrollably into the freezing white snow. The broken business owner felt terrible, devastating guilt. The weeping owner crawled across the freezing pavement. Marcus desperately begged the ragged, homeless hero for forgiveness. The gentle old veteran slowly reached out a scarred, dirty hand. Arthur displayed zero anger toward the weeping diner owner. The deeply humbled local community completely changed forever. The townspeople proudly vowed to protect the forgotten hero. Marcus eventually rebuilt the popular restaurant. The grateful owner permanently dedicated the new busy building to Arthur. Never judge a broken, lonely soul simply by a ragged physical appearance. A beautiful, heroic heart often hides in the dark.